Hello, and welcome back to something we haven't done in at least a year or two.
Year or two or 10. It's not been 10 years? Are you sure?
Not quite been 10 years yet, but it feels
right.
like it.
It really does. To be fair, every month feels like a year.
Yeah.
I keep looking up and I'm like, what do you mean it's only May?
Anyway, welcome to
Certainly
2049.
Yeah.
But welcome back to Chitterbug.
Yes.
A incredibly unreliably released podcast of us yapping at each other about random stuff.
By podcast, it's really more just two siblings talking about their hyperfixations for like an hour or something.
It's typically not that long, but yeah, you're not wrong.
How long is it normally?
30 to 40 minutes, typically.
Oh, okay. I don't do any of the editing stuff, if you couldn't tell.
No.
I'm just here, being unhelpful.
Well, Motts, you're going to be doing quite a lot of help this time.
I am.
Yes. So, this typically happens when you're not in, like, the live streams, but if it has happened, it's when you were present. It hasn't happened very often when you are present. But one of the common sites on the channel, Apothecary, has on multiple occasions mentioned that her blue sky is often filled with various things that you have, specifically you,
Me in particular,
have rebleated.
I do rebleed a lot of things on Blue Sky. I'm very active on there.
Yes, but one particular piece of yaoi keeps
A piece of yaoi
keeps coming back.
A ship in particular.
Yes. So, Motts, why don't you explain to the class what RadioApple is?
Oh, so my assignment is explain RadioApple, a non-canon Hazbin Hotel ship.
A non-canon yet.
There's no, like, guarantee it becomes canon.
No. But they sure are going to tease you about it.
For sure. Okay, so I'm explaining to Apothecary why her skyline is full of a couple demons kissing.
Yes.
The devil and the radio demon, why they're smooching.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, well, I think it's, like, fair to go out the gate. This is not a canon ship. RadioApple isn't a canon ship. It's not even, like, they're not even the main characters of the show. Okay. The show is not about them either. You wouldn't be able to tell that by the fan art, but that's not what the show is about. The show is about...
Fandom. You wouldn't be able to tell them about the fandom either.
I will say, the show is about one of their daughter, Charlie Morningstar, who is trying to essentially bridge the divide between the realms of hell and heaven, hell of which has been subjugated by heaven, by essentially fixing the problem that doesn't exist, which is overpopulation in hell. The characters in, like, the ship, Alistair and Lucifer are not the main characters, though they are in the main cast, so to speak. Or at least Lucifer recently joined the main cast as of season 2. He was more of a major reoccurring character in season 1. And Alistair is part of the main cast, but not the main character. Although he has had a couple episodes where he is, like, the main focus. And the main, as far as, like, canon is concerned, gravitation towards these characters is that they do not like each other. they've been beefing since, well, Alistair mostly has been beefing with Lucifer since basically episode 1, because episode 1 doesn't start, but like the next bit basically starts with Alistair making a snide like comment about like tacky circus decor, which comes from Lucifer. In Hazbin's Hell, Lucifer is the ringmaster of the 7 rings of hell, which all of the sins are circus themed. So immediately kind of a dig at him for no reason. And then as soon as like he's introduced in the show proper, he comes in, like the character Alistair is immediately beefing with him seemingly out of nowhere. A thing that we still don't quite know why, right?
No.
We still don't quite know why he was beefing with him.
There's some theories.
There's some theories. We're probably going to learn in season 3, since season 3 is seemingly going to be his season.
Yes.
They're basically beefing right out the gate, over Charlie in particular. Essentially, Lucifer is Charlie's actual father. And Alistair is, like, kind of portraying himself or putting himself in the role of, like, Charlie's, like, pseudo-dad. And it's a very fun little dynamic they have. And of course, being, like, that they're both Charlie's dad, essentially, they could be Charlie's dads together. Which is very fun. And, like, again, they've got that sort of, like, fun rivalry, rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers thing going on. And it's consistent. Like, every time they're on screen at the same time, they're kind of beefing with each other. But there's, like, a kind of fun evolution to it that happens in, like, season 2. So they, like, it's very much, like, they're still beefing, but there's kind of a playfulness to the beef, every time that they're in season 2.
It's like season 1, they were kind of up in each other's faces.
They sang a whole song about it.
Trying to be the better dad there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And season 2, that evolves. They're still, like, in each other's, like, grill, but in more of a constant back and forth.
Yes. It's again, coded slightly different. It's very a slight change, but, like, season 2, it seems more, like, playful. Like, Lucifer throws a fucking duck at Alistair's head the first thing he does in the actual season 2 opening. Like, he comes down the stairs, as soon as he makes eye contact with Alistair, they're, like, playfully swinging at each other, like a very, very silly slap fight, and he throws a duck at his head.
Yeah.
This is probably very confusing if you've never watched Hazbin and don't know, like, Lucifer, the devil, has an obsession with ducks. Fun fact, Apothecary. And then, like, the next time they fight, like, Lucifer is exceptionally excited to see Alistair come in, and then, like, they start their beef, and shit. Like, I mean, like, exceptionally excited. Like, you see him go, it's very funny. And then, like, they get quippy because they end up getting kidnapped, arguably. Not together quite, but kind of together. And, like, they're just quipping while their kidnapper gets... Who has, like, a very obvious one-sided thing with Alistair going on, gets really upset that they're naturally just kind of quippy with each other.
They're paying more attention to the other than they are to the person that's holding both of them hostage.
Yes. It's a very fun relationship canon-wise, and, like, it's very obvious in why it's so shipped. It's such a big ship in, like, the fandom. And I do love it. It's very fun. There's lots of different dynamics people do with it. It's a very fun, like, space where, like, you have a lot of artists just making fun art. both in character and out of character. But like that's the fandom world for you, and you gotta love a bit of both, in my opinion. And it's also got a lot of like people from the theory space, because everyone probably knows I really do like a good theory. Like RadioApple definitely inspires a lot of people in the theory space, because it hits a lot of boxes, and like there is an honest plausibility it could end up canon. Lucifer is currently separated from his wife. We do not know if they will get back together, and they might. I'd like to say people who were scared about that, like, and say, are like, well, I mean, like, well, again, this the way of this can, like, I just saying poly ships exist. Hell Radio is pretty fun. You should delve into that. Anyway, you don't have to push away, like, a female character to make way for a yaoi ship,
Oh, but Motts, the internet loves to do that.
There's one Alistair in general as a character. It's one of the things that I do enjoy about him. He's my favorite. Is that he breeds a lot of theory material to begin with, because he's a very mysterious character. We don't know what exactly he wants. We don't know what he and his master are planning. I don't know how much to specifically spoil about that, because that's a big mystery set up in Season 1 that's paid off in Season 2.
It's been a bit since Season 2 came out, so...
Yeah. I will say, one of the big things that, like, people theorize as to why Alistair might be bitter about Lucifer, because, again, we don't know what his deal is. He's beefing immediately with this man. Like, Lucifer doesn't start beefing with Al until Al's just objectively being weird to him. In Season 2, we find out that Alistair, when he was human, attempted to contact the afterlife, specifically hell, to secure himself a place among the quote-unquote highest demons, presumably demon royalty. And he contacted his current master for this, and made a deal, and essentially sold his soul. The theory often is that he was actually trying to get Lucifer and not who he got, and is pretty pissed off Lucifer never picked up the fucking phone. He apparently did this quite a bit before he got an answer. So, that is objectively very funny if that's true. If he's just bitter that he got who he got instead of, Silly Duck Man. And maybe he's a little mad, like the scary devil is a silly duck man. Never meet your heroes.
It's really hoping for something a bit more intimidating, something a bit more in line with his view of hell being a place where, well, the wretches of humanity go to kill each other for all of eternity.
All of eternity, whatnot.
And to find out that it's ruled over by a man that's just depressed.
He's just depressed. He's just a sad, depressed dad. They also have, like, this kind of Tumblr all or nothing thing going on. Flashbacks for anyone who understands that reference. Alistair is Ace and Lucifer is Pans, which is very fun. And I love when people play with that in, like, the RadioApple dynamics. Like, play with whichever way you want to spin Alistair's being on the spectrum. Like, with someone who is, like, I'm cool with whatever. Like, that kind of, like... And it's fun. It's just interesting.
Well, I don't think that we can particularly discuss RadioApple without discussing, the teasing that has come from Amazon and the merch department.
Oh, you want me to talk about the teasing? Okay, yes. Okay, so... They love to tease RadioApple. as a ship. I don't consider it queer baiting if they don't become canon, but some people will probably be upset if it doesn't. Simply because it is a very queer show. There's already a lot of queer, like, ships, a lot of queer, like, character. Like, most of the cast is actually queer. I think the only character who is canonically straight is Nifty. Everyone else is some form of queer. And, whatnot. So I don't consider it such if they don't end up together. But Amazon loves doing, like, little teases. Like, they got their season 2 teaser together, which was very funny. And the merch, they are often mirroring each other. And the Valentine's Day merch broke my brain to the point that I was like, okay, yeah, if they don't get together or something, or, like, acknowledged, it's completely fair if people get upset about it. At least a little upset. And I mean, hopefully not that upset, but, like, what they did was, like, everyone's in a Valentine's outfit, for the last V-Day. And, Alistair and Lucifer's, both of their outfits are very mirroring each other, right? Secondly, they are wearing the other's jacket. That's just straight up. Alistair's got like a black, like outfit with a white jacket, a small white jacket, may I mention. And then Lucifer's got, like, a white outfit with a black jacket, a bigger black jacket, may I mention. It's very, very obvious that the intention is that they switch jackets. And that's just not not romance coded. Like, there's also, Alistair was holding the pink, rose. Alistair generally is associated with roses, but not a pale pink one. Usually, like, I've seen some people, like, float, like, well, I mean, like, again, he's associated with rose. He is, but they're always, like, red and, like, dark pink. Like, this one was very particularly a pale pink rose. And generally, there's a couple tropes that are associated. One, they can be associated with gratitude, but pale pink roses are also associated heavily with beginning a new relationship or the feelings of romantic, or even just generally feelings of wanting to be near someone blossoming is what's associated with the pale pink rose. And so, and also, like, they're on the opposite sides looking towards each other. They could be both looking at Charlie, which would make sense. But they do look like they're looking at each other in, like, the keychain. It's quite a bit. The Valentine's Day merch quite broke my brain a little bit, because I was just like, oh yeah, no, they're just teasing. What are they doing? Especially because it's Valentine's Day. If it was anything else, I'd probably be like, that's silly. But it's Valentine's Day, what are you doing? I mean, it also doesn't help that we know next season's Alistair's season, but it's also Lucifer's season. It's the Morningstar season. And apparently romance is going to be a big factor. So a lot of people are... It drives a lot of the theory space. It drives a lot of the... like, same spaces you get when, like, you have, like, Tumblr brain rot about a ship. And usually, 9 times out of 10, if you're doing, like, theories about ships becoming canon, that's usually a sign it's not going to be canon. But this is the first time I'm like, I don't know, it could happen. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not that worried about it. I'm pretty happy with whatever they do. But, like, there's a reason there's a lot of people talking about it. It's not really out of nowhere.
It's okay if it doesn't become canon, because there will be far and beyond so much, like, fan art and fanfics that you can live in Delulu Land for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Never run out.
I'm a filthy multi-shipper who doesn't give a flying fuck about canon. I'm happy with whatever. You make your own happiness. Canon don't got to help you with that. And I think that's beautiful. It's definitely, I think it'll definitely, no matter what, it'll be definitely one of the bigger ships in the fandom for a long time, if not. And it's really funny because there were people who shipped them in the pilot. The pilot was like 6-7 years ago at this point. And all they had to ship on them was Alistair looking at a fucking painting of the Morningstar family and looking at Lucifer and then looking at Lilith. And people shipped them straight just from that. A picture. Because Lucifer really wasn't in the pilot. No matter what anyone tells you, he really wasn't in the pilot. His shadow was in the pilot, and people think that's a whole ass character. No, it's not. His picture was that here he is in the portrait. Anyway,
his concept.
His concept is in the pilot. I know people who shipped them back then and then had like the show have them be canonically like these rivals, and I just think that's so funny. They're the funniest people in my opinion. Like, man, what a cool thing to have happen to them. If it ever does become canon, they're going to be, like, the coolest people. Like, they're just going to be like, I called it from a glance!
Definition of called it from a look.
Called it! Yeah, exactly.
If it does become canon, though, gods forbid anyone that happened...
Jake's still holding out hope radio static happens. Poor thing.
If it ever does become canon, gods forbid anyone that happens to follow anyone on any account, really, that is a fan of Hazbin. Because almost certainly you are going to hear about it in some capacity.
Across the cherry, I'm so sorry.
If you thought you were being inundated before.
It's just gonna get, like, fever pitch screaming. But again, I'm also not assuming it's gonna be. Like, I know we just went on a little yap about that. It's kind of hard not to talk about that with RadioApple because there's so much speculation about it. But,
yeah.
Like, even if it doesn't, I can't, like, the creator has straight up said that, like, their relationship, Lucifer and Alistair's, is one of her favorites, if not her favorite, in, like, the show, and that it evolves throughout the course of the entire show. And what a wild thing to say. But for that reason, I have no doubt it will remain to be one of the leading and biggest ships. So no matter what, whenever like they're on deck, you're probably gonna get inundated with a lot of art and people screaming. And it's just a very fun community. Pretty much everyone's sweet. I really haven't seen that many rotten apples. I'm sure there are, but like, you know, it's a very fun group. Like, and there's just a lot of artists and a lot of good people. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Just make the saddest, most depressed dad smooch the meanest ace in hell. Like, the meanest man. Pettiest little sassy girly pop. That'll fix him. It won't fix him, it'll probably make him worse, but hey, that sounds great.
You say that'll fix him, and I just want to say, which one? Who's it fixing here,
I
Motts?
don't think it's actually fixing anyone. I don't even think it's a matter of, like, I can't fix him, but if I fuck him, maybe that'll calm him down. I don't think that's even it either.
Probably not, no.
I could talk about executioner theory, which is a major theory in the RadioApple fandom. It's kind of misunderstood, I think, by, like, the greater fandom at large, because it kind of ballooned. It came from a single fan author, I believe, whose name is Luna, I believe, were Motts. In her fic, and if I have this right, if I have this wrong, I'm very sorry. She explores this idea of Aleister becoming Lucifer's executioner. So the name Aleister is a mythological character and creature, and the thing is that there's multiple myths surrounding this name. It's an epithet for Zeus, it's a vengeful spirit, it's a lot of things. But in demonology, Aleister is the executioner and torturer of hell in demonology, which is kind of what we're dealing with in the mythology of Hazbin Hotel. And in, like, the show, Aleister is someone who killed a bunch of overlords. He is very... everyone's very much afraid of him because he has a reputation for tormenting people on his radio broadcasts and stuff. Like,
well known to be vindictive.
Very well known to be vindictive.
And cruel.
And this does match up very well with the T's demonology counterpart, who I believe also, like, if I'm remembering correctly, employs, like, winged demons to assist in his torment, and he has Husk as a soul contract, and Husk is, of course, a winged demon. Anyway, so in demonology, he is the executioner and tormentor of hell. In some versions, like it explicitly says that, like, he is under Lucifer or Satan. Essentially, the idea is that maybe what will happen is that he will become under the employ of Lucifer in the end. This is kind of misunderstood because a lot of people think that it's sort of a to contain him or whatnot, like he's gonna jump immediately into another contract, like after like his for the first 2 seasons, his main driving force being wanting to get out of the one he's in. It's less that and more of them gaining a partnership, and through that partnership, he becomes like the executioner of hell, and that's executioner theory. And I think that's entirely plausible because it's got a mythology base to it. Hazbin and Helluva, by extension, do their own thing with the mythology, but you can see the roots in there. People love to be like, oh, that's not what this guy is. You know, but like everyone's done their own take on like Greek mythology, and no, you don't see that much bitching about it. Everyone's done their own take on, hell, a lot of people have done their own take on demonology, and you don't see that much bitching about it, except when, like, a queer woman does it.
It's so weird. You know, the complaining only starts when it's about queer people, isn't it?
It's weird that, yeah, you can still see, the mythology under, like, it, like... It's definitely still informing things, like, even if they're doing their own silly things with it. Because in the end, both of them are silly shows. One of them's a fucking musical, you know?
Yeah.
The other has musical elements, but is more of a comedy. Like, they're doing their own thing with it. But, like, you can tell that they do know the mythology enough to be informed by it.
And also keep in mind that you're talking about mythologies that are hundreds, thousands of years old, have been liberally added and taken away from over that span of time, to the point that a lot of the stories have like 6 different established and accepted versions.
Uh-huh.
And they can't all be canon.
Yes. Especially when you have to deal with mythologies that, like, are built from just so many iterations. I mean, Lucifer himself was created from a typo.
Yep.
Like, that's just true. Lucifer wasn't in the original script. Like, he was essentially created from a typo talking about Venus, I think, in particular.
Yeah.
Like...
You'd be surprised how many long-standing beliefs are based on typos within the Abrahamic mythologies.
Like, Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, essentially was dubbed that as, like, essentially we're trying to make fun of another, like, religion's god, you know? Essentially being like, they're smelly. Like, legitimately, that's why Lord of the Flies is the title. It's because, like, because they stink, essentially. Like, they're covered in, shit. Like, I believe they were, like, originally, like, a bull might have been, like, the origin point. I don't know for sure, and I don't want to talk over what I don't know, but, like, I remember reading about that, and I was like, God, I had no idea. That's, like, insane. You'd be surprised how much, like, again, like, essentially, like, hundreds and thousands of years of oral traditions, cultural shifts, writing and rewriting. If you know anything about Norse mythology, like, I'm sure it drives you maybe a bit batty how little we know because who wrote it down were Christian monks, you know?
Yeah.
Right? It was Christian monks who did the Norse mythology.
Yes.
Yeah. And, like, there's so much that we lost and we just don't know about. And that's very frustrating.
That's one of the reasons that so many of these stories tend to have very similar, like, certain beats that don't really make sense when you kind of broaden them back out. Mm-hmm. Especially with, like, old Norse and Greek, like, mythologies are very about these very, very flawed, like, super beings, which are the gods.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you typically first hear about them, they're about, like, you got, like the one that's in charge is, like, typically pretty great. And everyone else is kind of varying degrees of good or bad.
Yeah.
And you have one that's super bad. You know?
Yeah.
Which is how you go from Loki being this kind of general trickster that kind of causes the plot to happen whenever it needs to happen in mythology, to being, like, a monster that's going to try and end the world, and he's always trying to end the world, and,
Yeah.
I could go on, but that's a discussion for another day. We're here to talk about RadioApple, not about Christianization of other mythologies.
Yes. This is a mythology with Christianity already in it.
Yes. But to circle back, like, the ideas behind like Lucifer and Executioner Alistair would be based in various, like, mythologies there, but like Viv and the team could certainly do more or less whatever they want with it.
Pretty much, like, and they very much do, like, I don't think there's any mythological basis for making hell a circus, and that's just a fun idea. Like, that's just the aesthetic basis. It's very much a hell is other people kind of world. It's very fun. Oh wait, I fucking forgot the sigil.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the damn RadioApple sigil when we were talking about, like, the merch team teasing this ship. Okay, so, like, so far, canon ships in the show, like, sometimes they'll get a hoodie, And on the hoodie, there will be a sigil. Sigils are more or less aesthetically important in the show. They're not typically like plot important, but all of the Goetic characters have a sigil, all of the sins have a sigil. Of course, they are based on demonic sigils. We even see some of the overlord characters, and though these are essentially humans who have risen to power, those are overlords. Some of the overlord characters seem to have at least symbol, if not a sigil. Like, at least a symbol that, means like them. And the Morningstar family also has a symbol that means them. So symbols are very important aesthetically to the show. Charlie and Vaggie are the main protagonists of Hazbin Hotel. They were, I think, the first to get like a Hot Topic hoodie. And they get a sigil that represents both of them together. It's the apple with the X. I have it downstairs. And then they did the same with Stolitz, which is the main couple of Helluva Boss. They have a sigil. It's Blitz's like imp stamp with the imp circus stamp with the crown, I believe, with Stolitz's crown. And then RadioApple gets a hoodie and a giant ass sigil of a snake with antlers wrapped around... Is it wrapped around an apple, or is it just a snake with antlers?
I believe it's around the apple, but
yeah,
I could be wrong.
Which was kind of wild. But then we were just like, well, maybe it's like any like group of characters who get a hoodie are going to get like a sigil. And then they come out with one for Radio Rose, which is Alistair and Rosie. Like, two characters who often interact and dance and sing together. They don't have one. And they're not a couple. They're not a thing. No. But a lot of people are just like, but why? Of course, it could just be... It was a thing Hot Topic was doing, and then they weren't. The Radio Rose one, which I also have, I have all of those hoodies except for the Stolitz one, is gorgeous. And honestly, like, I don't know if I really would want to slap a sigil on any bit of it. Maybe, I guess you could maybe fit it on the hood or something. But it's because it's big and just the artwork is just gorgeous. It's just very pretty. But at the same time, weird. And people are pointing that out. And I think it's funny. I just forgot the goddamn sigil thing. That's the thing that really started it all. That was way before, like, the Valentine stuff or anything like that.
Well, I feel that might be a pretty good primer on RadioApple.
I hope so. I think it's just probably just me rambling and, like, incoherently. I think Apothecary might end up being more confused than anything.
Entirely possible.
Apothecary, let me know if you want like a lowdown on Hazbin. I promise you'll leave more confused. Not on purpose. Not because it's confusing. Just because I'm confusing to talk to. I didn't come prepared.
Do an entire series of Motts attempts to explain things.
Motts explain so-and-so, such and such. You like this thing? Talk about it. Okay.
But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, maybe are slightly more informed about the conceptual ideas of RadioApple.
Main takeaways. It's just a fun, non-canon. We're not even going to put yet there. Non-canon. It's non-canon.
As far as we know.
It's non-canon. Just for fun ship that a lot of people really like, and I am one of those people who have a lot of fun with it and draw art about it and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
It has some fun canon interaction, and maybe the merch team is has a little fun with us. But hey, it works out and we get free merch. So, well, not free merch. We don't get free merch. We pay for that shit. We expressly don't get free merch.
You get free teases.
We get free teases, that's what I meant. We definitely don't get free merch.
And then
that's
you spend
the whole point.
like $60 on a hoodie.
Here you go. Okay, here's your tease. Thank you. Makes me happy. The RadioApple hoodie is my comfort hoodie. I like it. It makes me happy. It's got little thumb things. You can put your thumb in it, the sleeve. Like, and it just has, I like it.
Well, they sure do know who they are selling these hoodies to, so.
My dumbass.
If they're going to be purchasable at Hot Topic, the people that are going to be shopping at Hot Topic definitely are going to want the little thumb holes in the sleeves.
Yes, this is true.
This is a immutable fact.
Immutable fact. Anyway, I hope you're more confused. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for being silly and having fun, and I hope this was silly and fun for you too.
Yes. And we'll see about actually doing more of these, maybe with more prepared topics. I don't know. Squiggle little stick. No, we just yap for an hour about nothing. Next time you just hand me like a sticky note on something that I now have to talk about for an hour.
Here's your assignment. Talk about Weeb Wolf. A ship you basically invented. You didn't, but like you basically invented.
I'm not sure if that would be a functional video. Just sort of going to be me blathering at a microphone like I'm in front of a conspiracy board. At least that's what I imagine it would sound like. For context, almost all of the ships that I ship are all crack ships.
Yes. Mantis is a huge crack shipper. Lots and lots of sapphic crack ships.
Almost none of these characters have ever even been in the same room together. But some of them have.
Weeble were in the same short together.
Yeah.
They weren't in the same room together, no. Luna did appear at the end of that one. Very briefly, I think. But yes. Anyway, we'll see you next time.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Hope you've enjoyed.
Bye!